Hey, Courtney. Thanks for jumping on the call with me. Um,
Absolutely. Excited to be here.
yeah, I think we've been working together for a while doing the Hashicorp Run Tasks prep. I think first I'd love to hear your perspective or the Hashicorp perspective on what was the motivation behind Run Tasks.
You know what? That's a really great question. So, when it comes down to run tasks, we understood that each of our end users had different use cases and different needs. And, the number one driver that we were looking at is what workflows are you currently concerned with? What are some of the challenges that you're experiencing? So, the number one ask was around cost estimation. Like they struggled to understand what their cloud costs were going to be. So it just made sense to actually start looking at how we could come in and open up between plan and apply,
Mhm.
insert run task. So it was a great conversation to get started, and talking with the Infracost team made it seem like a perfect fit.
Yeah, no, I think we're seeing the same thing, right? It's how easy and awesome it is to manage and run the infrastructure through the code. But it's like very strange, right? When people who are buying the infrastructure don't see how much this stuff costs before they buy it. I think they're like,
Exactly. And then we all have to report to someone as to why we deployed this super expensive resource. And it was like, well, why didn't you know about it before? And this is where I think like it was a perfect time for us to expand our partnership. I mean, we definitely love having our open source community. So we wanted to start to focus and highlight what Terraform Cloud could bring to the table. So using and leveraging run task and, using Infracost as that cost estimation tool to give that projection. I don't know about you, but I don't necessarily always like to talk to leadership about money. So I'm just going to say that.
completely agree. Yeah. Honestly, the analogy that I use that like works and people start to understand it is imagine you get an engineer and you tell them to go into a car lot, pick a car and drive from New York to LA. Do you want them to see the price of the Ferrari before before they leave the car lot or after they've arrived into LA? Or if there's a Ford next to it, like do you want to show the price of that one next to it? And I guarantee you, most engineers will naturally be efficient. So they'll be like, oh, here are the comparisons, here are the prices, I know what I need, and here's what I'm going to use.
That's a really great analogy. I might have to use that sometime, but I think it definitely makes a ton of sense. We want to see what's going on up front. So I think what Infracost has done with Runtask has been beyond incredible. And we definitely look forward to it continuing to grow. So, I mean, this is a perfect opportunity to see what Runtask can do for any organization.
Yeah, completely agree. Hey, thank you so much. I won't take any much of your time. I will say one more thing. I love that you released it on May the 4th. So may the 4th be with you.
May the fourth be with you too. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome, Gordy. Cheers. I'd like to show you how easy it is to set up Terraform Run Tasks with Infracost so that every time there is a Terraform change, we can show how that change will impact the cloud costs if it is to be applied. So first, log into your Terraform dashboard, go to Settings up here, and then Run Tasks. And then we want to set up the Infracost plugin. So let's first generate a URL endpoint and an HMAC key. For that, we need to set up an Infracost API first. If you already have one, just click here, enter your API key, and it will work the same. If you don't or have forgotten, just enter your name and email address. And click on Create Integration. There we go. Now we have our Infracost API key here. We have our endpoint URL and HMAC key. So let's copy these over. Let's copy the endpoint URL. In here, click on Create Run Task. Give it a name. So Infracost Cost Estimation, endpoint URL, and the HMAC key. And then once done, click on Create Run Task. There we go. So that's the run task set up. Now what we need to do is actually enable this run task on our workspaces. So if we go to our workspace, I've created a demo here. Go to settings, run tasks, and we can see it is right here. So we just click on the plus. There are two different enforcement levels. Currently, advisory is the only one that works with Infracost. So click on create for that one. And that's it. So from now on, every single run will get a cost estimation. So let me run through an example. I want to change an instance type. So let me open up my Terraform file and let's change the instance type from an M4XL to an M44XL. Let's save that. Commit that. And let's push that to master. Perfect. Now let's go back to the Terraform dashboard and wait for the current run, update instance type. And if we click on that, we can see that it will go through the actions and show Infracost. So let's give it a second. There we go, tasks have passed. And if we open this up, we can see the Infracost cost estimation run task has run. And the monthly cost increase is about $704 from a previous of 0. This is because this is a new app. We don't have anything before. If there was something before, it would show the difference between those. And there's also a shareable details link. It's a pre-authenticated link, which will show us a breakdown of how much each resource will cost, summing up to $704. And so these can be shared with management team or other people, other members of your team as well. And that's it. If you'd like to try run tasks now, it is open and available for everyone. We would love your feedback on this version. Thank you.